Chapter 1, if you can call these chapters. December 1945. Ukraine, Russia. Nightmares. A middle-aged man in thick layers head to toe, goggles and all, is trotting through the snow in one of the worst blizzards I've ever seen. I was frozen in place, but it was more of a I just got out of the shower cold than what he must have been feeling. As he shuffles in my direction, the nomad was traversing without falter despite the wind crashing against him. I stand my ground and glare at his snow-painted face, but I back up, stumbling to the snow as he gets closer. "Wait, stop!" I scream while he walks through me. What? Am I not real? This must be another one of my weird dreams. This mysterious man continues high-stepping through the snow when suddenly he came to a stop. The frigid wanderer crouches to discover a baby's faint cry that has interrupted his journey. I force myself to see, running through the snow as fast as I can without slipping. The sound of stepping in snow ricochets with the wind as they clash to be the only sounds. Wolves howl around us. As I look up at the back of his head, I realize he must be at least 6'4", as he whispers something to the baby in his arms and continues walking. I struggle to keep up as he finally reaches a building with candlelight in the window. He enters while I follow as the blizzard rages behind us, giving off a spine-chilling breeze. The building must be a tavern of some sort, because there's a bar and table scattered throughout, with a fireplace dividing the room with light. It wasn't very roomy, being how I could take 10 steps and reach the bar from the door. Closing the heavy door with a loud bang, while also removing his parka hood and shaking off the snow from his highly decorated officer hat. The room is dark with only candlelight in the fireplace as he takes off his scarf, goggles, and parka, placing them on the coat rack. His officer uniform, riddled with bullet holes, rips and tears, shines through while hiding in a trench coat. "Where's that baby?" I ask myself, searching in the coat. There's a lot of commotion coming from the bar. 8 Russian soldiers armed with bolt-action rifles and submachine guns party away their worries. One of them is toasting or ranting about the war, I can't tell. The one talking looks like the leader. He has a semi-automatic rifle. The men who were parting went silent, all but a noise coming from inside the stranger's coat. "I don't want any trouble. I wish to get some water and maybe some food, and I'll be on my way." The mysterious man speaks in Russian, and somehow I can understand him, as the German claims while they all stand. All of the Russians looking old and war-torn except a young soldier in the back. A tall, skinny soldier with a bolt-action is behind them at the bar talking to the bartender as the 6 gather towards the strange man. The young one hides behind the rest, while a grizzly of a man with an out-of-control beard flashes a knife and a submachine gun in a smile that's dastardly to the core. The others smile and laugh while getting ready to shoot. The leader of the group tries to argue. "You became trouble when you walked in the air, you German scum. Or do you prefer Hitler's beach? Ha! I've slaughtered plenty of you fascist pigs over time. Of listening to your comrades scream for mercy, I might have picked up something. You killed a lot of good men in Stalingrad, and we can't wait to make you pay for your crimes." The Russian leader replies in German. How do I know this? "I suggest you stand down. I'm quite proficient at killing. And if you intend to kill me, you'll need more than a couple of soldiers with guns. You'll need God himself." The man's ending argument, while the Russian leader in front laughs. "I don't believe in myths. So that means you're just an old man who got lucky while young men died all around you. You see, I'll break you and throw you outside like the dog you are." The Russian leader yells as the group becomes rowdy while he walks forward and holds up his rifle to aim it at the German. Instantly, the German retaliates by pulling the rifle close and falls with a jab to the Russian's gut. Ugh! Bang! The leader lets out a groan as the German takes the rifle while stunning the leader, who, as last breath, stops in mid-step from shock. The German Spartan kicks the leader into the group of men behind him, causing a domino effect as he flies against the bar. They all divide and move in different directions as two different soldiers regain their balance, and one of them takes a shot with their bolt-action rifle at the German, while the young one hesitates to shoot. With the stolen rifle, the German fires on one of the Russian shooters, dropping the rifle after the last bullet left the chamber. The shooting stops as all you can hear is the shot Russian gurgling on his own blood. The young soldier crouches behind the dying one, staring at his comrade and is put into shock from the sight of so much blood. Shockingly, one of the soldiers climbs on top of the table behind the German to get the jump on him, but the lone fighter notices the Russian and kicks out the table from under him, slamming his face into the edge of another table. I did not expect this from the old man, to be this ferocious and agile as he holds up the dead Russian by the scruff of his neck with one arm. The grizzly, bearded Russian stands up from being knocked off his feet and shoots at the German with his furious war cry as he runs dry quickly with his drum magazine. He quickly reloads it to see the German use the dead Russian's body as a shield and block the majority. Smoke shrouds the German as the shadow tosses the bullet-riddled corpse aside. The bearded one holds a knife in his left and a submachine gun in his right. The shadow of the German is still there, so immediately, with a fury of bullets, the grisly Russian charges in, slashing through the smoke. The German, yet again, surprises me by catching his arm by the wrist, forcing it straight, breaks it by pushing in his elbow. Ah! The bearded Russian yells and drops the knife, screaming in pain as he's still squeezing the trigger, trying to kill the German. But in one motion, the German forces the barrel towards the Russian's own head. Simultaneously catches the knife, slinging it past the men, piercing the eye of the tall soldier behind the bar, barely missing the bartender, as the tall soldier was raising his rifle at the German. The bartender runs to the back room, while the bearded Russian becomes limp as the murderous machine holds up his lifeless body by his arm. As the machine gun falls to the ground, the German slowly releases his grip. A baby's cry can be heard from the German's coat. I noticed the Russian leader, who was punched in the gut, stagger up after sitting against the side of the bar, climbs over it, and disappears. This mysterious man stands tall and is unfazed from the remaining men who are terrified. I find it odd. He's not even tired or scared. It's almost like he's not human. The younger one stands in fear, shambling to hold his rifle while the other remaining soldiers push him out of the way. "Move, kid!" they yell in Russian. One of them says, shoving him. The three remaining soldiers can't find the German as the tavern is in a shroud of darkness, all but the fireplace's light and smoke rising from the barrel of the bearded Russian submachine gun, dancing in the fireplace light. They move as a group, searching in silence with fear. One soldier with the submachine gun, and the others with bayoneted bolt-action rifles, waiting for the killer to show. They hear a chair fall over and obliterate the chair with bullets, not realizing that the man they hunt is looming behind them. He backhands the one with the submachine gun to the right and shoves the other two to the ground. The two scramble for their rifles as one finds his, while the other is pinned in the chest by the German with his own rifle to the floor. The German kicks the rifle out from the other Russian's hands and yanks out the impaled rifle, throwing it like a javelin. The bayoneted rifle lands in front of the submachine gunner's hand while reaching for his gun. The German strides towards the submachine gun soldier, while the unarmed Russian behind him charges to tackle. As the submachine gunner stands armed with his gun, the German realizes the Russian behind him is approaching rapidly, so he dodges and trips his attacker. He catches the arm and does a hip toss while holding his arm up. He steps on his face, snapping his neck. The submachine gunner attempts to shoot the German, but his magazine is empty. The surviving Russian grabs the barrel of his gun to use the butt end as a club. and proceeds to do a screaming rampage at the stranger, only to get a facepalm full of the Germans, crushing his nose into his brain, laying him flat out after being caught in midair. The lifeless Russian, lying there motionless as the monster pulls his hand off his face. I saw death in his stare, those eyes, blue and barely visible, residing in deep eye sockets, almost like a skeleton face to it. It was an explosion of fear flowing through my body. He walked past me as a baby whined. I was kind of surprised as he gently lifts his trench coat jacket, sticking his head in. Shh, little frozen soul, you are safe now, he says in Russian. He walks towards the bar, as the young soldier stood there in shock, from trembling fear, dropping his rifle, as the Nazi looks at him and nods to the right, as he was indicating he should move. The young soldier starts to slide over as the German reaches the bar. I hear a click as a man slowly rises behind the bar with a bolt-action rifle. It was in slow motion as the leader of the Russian soldiers is aiming a rifle as he stands up. Bang! The bullet flies toward the blonde, blue-eyed killer with the trajectory course of his head. His immediate reaction is to grab the young soldier to block it, but he's too late as the bullet passes over the kid's shoulder and is almost at his face. Even in slow motion, his action was remarkably fast as he slightly leans his head back, making the bullet skim the left side of his face. The wound being on the left side, from the edge of his eyebrow down to his chin, it stops bleeding remarkably fast on its own. I wonder why. The young soldier looks up at the German's bloody stare. "Captain, you could have killed me!" the young Russian cries as the Russian leader stands on the bar counter and loads another bullet. "Then move!" Bang! The bullet hits the young Russian in the back, making blood splatter all over the leader's feet. The young soldier screams in pain as the unstoppable German man is stunned by holding the kid's head up against his chest. The screaming stops as the captain kicks both of them to the ground and drops down to load yet another bullet. "Fucking Petrie, always getting in the way, but your sacrifice will be remembered, though for you have helped me slay a monster." He plants his foot on the boy's body as it lays on the right side of the German's body. He nudges the young soldier to head, and no response. The upper part of the young soldier's body is covering the German's head, so the ruthless captain kicks the body over and aims to fire at the German's head. Those eyes, they're closed. I guess he's dead. They open. Bang! The German smacks the rifle and the shot zooms past me, almost hitting me in the head. "How are you alive?" the Russian, puzzled, says, backing up. While standing up, the invisible force reaches in his left coat side, and his hand is covered in blood. Furious, the German clenches his fist and glares at the captain, who is struggling to reload the rifle. He fumbles and drops the bullet, and in frustration he swings the rifle only to get it caught by the German's left hand. Seizing the rifle, the merciless German proceeds to bash the captain in his face and chest backwards till he falls over a table. Throwing the rifle to the side, he picks up a chair and uses it as a shield. While crawling backwards, the frightened captain frantically shoots his pistol. Bang! Bang! The chair, bang! Blocks every shot. Bang! Bang! Except for one. Bang! Piercing the German's right thigh. The desperate survivor fumbles to reload his pistol. Smash! As the right hand with the pistol is smashed to the floor. Ah! He kicks the German back and scurries behind the counter. I walk to the counter, lean over. Nothing. He's gone. The German is confused also, but notices the knife was missing from the eye of the tall Russian. Smash! A bottle falls to the ground as a little girl is at the end of the bar, nervously aiming a pistol at the dangerous German. She starts crying while shuffling towards the door. He stares down the little girl and begins to take a step. Bang! She fires in a panic, making the German freeze as the bullet misses. "Die!" screams the wounded captain as he jumps on top of the German, stabbing him repeatedly in the neck and back. Raising the knife to impale the German's head, the captain's knife hand is blocked by the immortal German's grabbing his hand and throwing him over him. His staggered captain gets up and tries to take the pistol from the little girl, but the German stands in his way from grabbing his arm and sends him flying with the furious left hook. And Captain slides up against the door, knocking over the coat rack, in the process stumbles to pick himself back up. I broke your cheek and your left orbital. How you're still conscious is amazing. The German concedes to the captain as his face instantly swells up and bleeds as he smiles, gripping the knife and lunging as he screams, "I will kill you and become a hero!" The captain sprints at the intimidating German that stands before him and is immediately caught in a mid-lunge, but drops the knife, catching it with the broken hand, ending with a thrust upward towards the devil's throat. Heroes don't harm the innocent. The German breaks his wrist before reacting to the swing, catching the knife as it barely grazes his throat, squeezing the captain's hand. The German takes the knife. Heroes don't start conflicts. He kicks in the Russian's right knee. Heroes fight for peace, holding him up by his left arm, and heroes don't die. He impales him in the heart with his own knife. Even if I can't, there'll be more people like me who will stop you. The German pulls out the knife and kicks him through the door. The blizzard swarms the room as the captain lies on the broken door with the snow consuming him slowly. The German turns around and walks towards the bar while staring at me as the gusts of the wind blow out the candles, sending shivers down my spine. The little girl still pointing the gun at the German as he slowly takes it away from her. "Get away from my daughter," the bartender screams while holding a submachine gun with the drum. Immediately sitting at the bar, the German stabs the knife in the counter. "If you don't mind, I'm quite thirsty and it's been weeks since I last ate." The barkeep puts down the gun. "Fetch him some bread and warm up some soup." She stares at the gaunt German and hesitates. "Now!" She goes to the back. He slams down a pint of beer. "First one's on me." The German chugs it in seconds and puts it back. "Fill it up with water. I don't need to drink beer." "I've heard of you. The blue-eyed devil, the Aryan Grim Reaper," the bartender says, filling up the pint with water. "I'm no one. I have no family or country, only the will to survive," the German proclaims. "Well, you won't survive long with those wounds," the barkeep announces as the unfazed man shows him with the wounds have miraculously healed. "I need you to do me a favor." The German reaches in his coat and pulls out a baby wrapped in cloths. "Take care of this child till I return." "What? I cannot take care of..." The German slams his fists. Bang! Firmly commanding, "You can and you will." The barkeeper's daughter walks out with a loaf of bread and a steamy bowl of soup. "I'll be back when he is a man, and if anything happens to him, you'll end up like these men, plus your kin." The German snatches the bread from the girl and stores it in his pack. He drinks the soup almost immediately without letting it cool down, and turns to walk away. "There's a monastery nearby. Can I leave him there?" the barkeep inquires. "I don't care. The path I take is too dangerous for a child. You have to watch out for him. He is special. You will be greatly rewarded when I return." The German speaks over his shoulder as he prepares to go back outside to the wilderness. "Wait, who's going to pay for all this?" the barkeep asks. The German puts on his hat. "I am positive these soldiers have no problem in paying." The ominous man walks towards me. Those eyes stare into my soul as if he knew I was watching. This is just a dream. "I have a future to mold, and everything I do will be a history lesson." He slides on his parka. "Soon everybody will know what real war looks like, and I look forward to seeing you soon, Doug," he says, stepping over the captain's body and fading into the blizzard. What? I have to follow him. Never have someone in my dreams called me by my name. How does he even know my name? This dream has me boggled. I must find out more. With the bar fading to black behind me, I pursue the killer German into the blizzard only to get a face full of freezing winds. I open my eyes as the freezing winds become sight of me falling off a skyscraper-like building, the moon to the right and the sunset to the left, making a perfect balance of colors as I turn around to look at the tower slowly grow before me, falling slowly and exhilarating but frustrating at the same time because I couldn't find the German anywhere. Every movement I've witnessed flashing by in the glass windows as I continue to descend. The ground littered with people going about their lives. Being only halfway down, I'm in no hurry to say hi. The scenes painted before me show events I can't recollect. A man fighting to save his family, murder that can't be justified, a monster clutching my head with a sinister grin. The bottom becomes seconds away as I stare at a reflection of myself. The reflection aims a pistol up towards me. Bang! There's excruciating pain in my chest, like that of a heart attack. Grasping my chest, smash! I lay into the ground. Bodies around me as I watch the sun and moon form straight up from where I was laying. The tower starts imploding and collapsing. Starting at the top, someone screams my name. Duck!